Hi everybody, my name is Vanya, this is my channel, Rainier Books, and it's time for a new month. It's time for October, and it's time to present you new books in October. You know that I pick some of the releases that will come over the course of the next month. Some of the books have been released today, and that I recommend you, that I would like to read, that I would like to know more about. And, well, I have 6 of them today, so let's get started. The first book that I would like to mention that I'm very interested in is the second novel of a Japanese author by the name of Sayaka Murata. Her first novel was called, I think, Convenience Store Woman, about a woman in Tokyo who's living for and living more or less in her convenience store. The second novel that is going to be published by Grove Press on October 6th is called Earthlings. Here it says from the publisher, Sayaka Murata's Convenience Store Woman was one of the most unusual and refreshing bestsellers of recent years, depicting the life of a 36-year-old clerk in a convenience store in Tokyo. That's right, I really enjoyed that novel. Now, in Earthlings, Sayaka Murata pushes at the boundaries of our ideas of social conformity in this brilliantly imaginative, intense, and absolutely unforgettable novel. As a child, Natsuki doesn't fit in with her family. Her parents favor her sister, and her best friend is a plush toy hedgehog named Piyut, who talks to her. He tells her that he has come from the planet Popin-Pobopia on a special quest to help her save the Earth. One summer, on vacation with her family and her cousin Yu in her grandparents' ramshackle wooden house in the mountains of Nagano, Natsuki decides that she must be an alien, which would explain why she can't seem to fit in like everyone else. Later, as a grown woman, living a quiet life with her asexual husband, Natsuki is still pursued by dark shadows from her childhood and decides to flee the baby factory of society for good, searching for answers about the vast and frightening mysteries of the universe, answers only Natsuki has the power to uncover. And this is sort of really reminding me a little bit of the themes that she already has dealt with in her first novel about the woman in the convenience store, which I read in German. Second book coming out on October 6th is Rumaan Alam's novel Leave the World Behind. I've talked about this novel already in my video about the long list of the National Book Award, where it is one of the 10 novels. This is about Amanda and Klay and her children. They move out for a weekend to Long Island, and then something strange happens because there's a total blackout in New York City. There's no internet, no electricity, nothing, and the atmosphere is going to be very threatening and very strange and very creepy. And this is Leave the World Behind by Rumaan Alam, a novel that I'm really looking forward to read. Some of you expected on the long list of the National Book Award Bryan Washington's novel Memorial, that is coming out on October 27 by Riverhead. It's not on the list of the National Book Award, but it's on my list of 6 very interesting books that are going to be published in October. Benson and Mike are 2 young guys who live together in Houston. Mike is a Japanese-American chef at a Mexican restaurant, and Benson's a black daycare teacher, and they've been together for a few years, good years, but now they're not sure why they're still a couple. There's the sex, sure, and the meals Mike cooks for Benson, and well, they love each other. But when Mike finds out his estranged father is dying in Osaka, just as his acerbic Japanese mother Mitsuko arrives in Texas for a visit, Mike picks up and flies across the world to say goodbye. In Japan, he undergoes an extraordinary transformation, discovering the truth about his family and his past. Back home, Mitsuko and Benson are stuck living together as unconventional roommates, an absurd domestic situation that ends up meaning more to each of them than they ever could have predicted. Without Mike's immediate pull, Benson begins to push outwards, realizing that he might just know what he wants out of life and have the goods to get it. Both men will change in ways that will either make them stronger together or fracture everything they've ever known. And just maybe they'll all be okay in the end. Bryan Washington's first novel, that is called Memorial, and that will come out on October 27 by Riverhead. He was very highly praised for his short story collection, which was called Lot. Number 4 is a book, I think it's the first novel by a man who won the National Book Award for his short stories, they were called Deployment. And this is the National Book Award winner Phil Klay, and his novel Missionaries is coming out on October 6 by Penguin Press. A group of Colombian soldiers prepares to raid a drug lord's safe house on the Venezuelan border. They're watching him with an American-made drone about to strike using military tactics taught to them by US soldiers who honed their skills to lethal perfection in Iraq. In his debut novel, Missionaries, National Book Award-winning author and Iraq War veteran Phil Klay examines the globalization of violence through the interlocking stories of 4 characters and the conflicts that define their lives. That sounds very interesting. Phil Klay, I read his Redeployment. I read his shorts, a couple of his shorts, not the whole one, not the whole book. Redeployment that won the National Book Award. That's brilliant writing about the war in Iraq. Number 5, the 5th book. I have already read this book as an advanced reader's copy that I got from NetGalley. Thank you very much to both NetGalley and to Counterpoint, the publisher. This is going to be published on October 13. Tom Zoellner. It's nonfiction. It's The National Road, Dispatches from a Changing America. From the embattled newsrooms of small-town newspapers to the pornography film sets of the Los Angeles basin, from the checkout lanes of Dollar General to the holy sides of Mormonism, from the nation's highest peaks to the razed remains of a cherished home, like a latter-day Woody Guthrie, Tom Zoellner takes to the highways and byways of a vast land in search for the soul of its people. But what does it mean when a nation accustomed to moving begins to settle down? When political discord threatens unity and when technology disrupts traditional ways of building communities? Is a shared soil enough to reinvigorate the national spirit? In these divided times, Zoellner's journey across America and to our often contradictory histories serves to remind us that despite our differences, we all belong to the same land. By turns nostalgic and probing, incisive and enraged, Zoellner's reflections reveal a nation divided by faith, politics, and shifting economies, but more importantly, one united by a shared sense of ownership in the common land. And this is a beautiful book. I loved Tom Zoellner's The National Road. It's really has this feeling of unity in a time when all we see is division. Read this, get this. Number 6. You know that I like to introduce Canadian books, and this time it's a book in translation, because all of you, of course, know that Canada has 2 official languages. It's English and it's French. And this book is translated from the French by Michelle Winters, who was shortlisted once for the Scotiabank Gilla Prize Award. Translated from the French by Marie-Hélène Larochelle, Daniil and Vanya. This is out today in Canada. And this is called Daniil and Vanya, and I really like the story. The plot, it's about married couple Emma and Gregory. They want to become parents. When they can't get pregnant, they decide to adopt twin boys from Russia. But the boys' behavior isn't like other children's, and it only gets worse as they get older. They show no empathy and are involved in many disturbing and perverse incidents, leading Emma and Gregory to worry about what is wrong and what they can do about it before it is too late. That sounds very interesting, very threatening, and it's a real situation about people who get children who are a little bit older and who... Daniil and Vanya by Marie-Hélène Larochelle sounds like a very interesting read to me. These were my 6 books for the month of October. I might not do a monthly wrap-up of September because I realized I haven't read so much in September, so much novels in September. The world around me, the world around us was too real and too threatening in a way. I will talk about that a little bit, of course, as you might guess, on Sunday when I do my weekly wrap-up. I am just about to finish Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell, and I think I might start reading Idaho a little bit earlier than expected. But this is all for today. This is all for the months, for the books of the month in October. I talk too much in the end of the videos. I definitely talk too much. Thank you very much for watching this, as always. If you are a returning subscriber, I thank you so much for your time that you come back to my channel. If you see me for the first time, you think this guy is quite okay, I think I like 1 or 2 or 3 or all of the books that he talked about, please subscribe to my channel and help me get more subscribers and get more views and get more exposed on BookTube. Thank you very much. Have a great evening, have a safe day, have a beautiful weekend, which is around the corner, and bye-bye.